If Raila Odinga really loves this country, as I hear some of you Kenyans say, then the best thing he can do at this particular time is not to go to the Supreme Court. He should withdraw that petition that is filing against the IEBC and William Samoei Ruto that stops the IEBC from declaring William Samoei Ruto as the winner or the president-elect. Remember, there were many election observers who lauded Kenya for holding the most peaceful election ever in Africa, if not in the world. Now, I have 8 reasons why I say that Raila Odinga should withdraw that case, and even if that case proceeds to the Supreme Court, then the Supreme Court should consider dropping it and dismissing it at that particular level. They should not go on and give Raila the liberty to have either a rerun or a recount or do anything that can stop the normal living or of any common mwananchi. I have 8 reasons, and one of the reasons is the obvious school calendar. We have already wasted time for our school-going children, the pupils in primary schools and those students in high school, as well as those in higher learnings. Now remember, we already wasted their time when the COVID-19 came. They had to stay at home for almost 1 year. And now we have wasted another time preparing for this election. 2 weeks were wasted after Professor Magoha said that all schools should be closed to give way to this election. Now, telling Kenyans to go back to a rerun is to punish these students who don't even vote. That is number 1. Number 2, Kenyans are already struggling with high cost of living. The economic situation in Kenya is obviously something that you can understand even if you don't live in Kenya. Kenyans can barely afford food, leave alone basic issues and other issues that are non-basics. Now, telling them to go back to a rerun is telling that Kenyan who is not where he votes from to start arranging for traveling, or those who are in some areas where they must ship out during the election period, to start looking for money for transport and other basic needs for that particular time within which the election rerun will be conducted. That will be punishing the Kenyans who have already considered and who have already accepted the verdict of the IEBC and what the IEBC said about that election. And that takes us to reason number 3, that Kenyans have already accepted the results of the election. If you look at Kenya and compare it with other times within which we had elections, this is the most peaceful. You could hardly think that few days ago we had an election. In 2017, 2013, 2002, 1997 and 1992, there was basically no activities 1 week after election. But for 2022 election, it was very peaceful that 2 days after election, everybody had gone back to their normal activities. The economic activities were happening just as if there was no election that happened. Now, taking them back to the election mode will be destroying their peace, and therefore you'll be punishing people who are okay with the results. Reason number 4 is about Raila's acceptance to the Supreme Court orders. Suppose the Supreme Court orders that we go back to a rerun. Raila Odinga may do just what he did in 2017 and refuse to go back to that rerun, saying that the IEBC must be reconstituted, that the commissioners must be changed. And even if Raila Odinga accepts to go back to the Supreme Court, there are some politicians who will not be okay with the commissioners as they are. And this is obvious. That takes us to the reason number 5, that the 4 commissioners must be replaced. I do not think that William Ruto will be okay with the 4 commissioners still in the institution, in the IEBC. Raila Odinga himself will not be okay if Chebukati will still be the chairman of the IEBC. So that means the 2 candidates who are going to the rerun will not be okay with the IEBC. Then it comes to the question of who will conduct this election. Is there enough time to recruit new members of the IEBC, including the chairman and the commissioners? We obviously have no time, and again we have no money to fund all these activities. Number 7, it will be a waste of resources. It's a waste of resources because obviously, following the economic situation in the country, there is no money in circulation. And if there is money, it is going to waste due to inflation. Now, Kenya is already struggling with the high debt, and it's even not able to subsidize the basic commodity. Remember, a few days ago, President Uhuru gave a subsidy for maize flour, and that subsidy was only going for 4 weeks. And last week, the Ministry of Agriculture issued a statement and said that the subsidy came to an end because there is no money to fund this program. So that tells you that the government is broke. So telling the government to start then funding another election will be punishing their own government. Then it will give the next president, whether Raila Odinga or William Ruto, a hard time when he comes back as the president, whoever becomes a winner. The last reason is that already the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and the current President Uhuru Kenyatta are on record going against court orders. Remember, a confident and a strong ally of Raila Odinga of 2017, Dr. Miguna is still held in Canada. Now this is a person who was, if I am asked, innocent, and the person who was supposed to be deported or who was supposed to face the law is Raila Odinga, because Miguna is in Canada because he took an oath. He commissioned an oath to Raila Odinga as the people's president, and that was served as treason. Now, being in Canada seems like the government did not punish him, but rather gave him an option to retreat. But Raila Odinga, the person who committed the treason himself, is free, and in fact he was promoted to become the de facto deputy president. Now, do you think that even, however the case will be ruled by the Supreme Court, do you think Raila Odinga is ready to obey that rule? And even if he obeys, we go back to the reason number 4, that we will not be okay with the current commission as it is. He will want the IEBC chairman to be fired and a new IEBC chairman put into task. Now, do we have those resources? And are we sure that these guys will obey these court orders? Or will Raila Odinga say that he wants a rerun, and then after we come to the court rules that there should be a rerun, Raila Odinga comes and says that no, I cannot go to a rerun with this guy, or no, I can't go to a rerun with this commission as it is. Those are 8 good reasons why Raila Odinga should not go to the Supreme Court. And even if he goes to the Supreme Court should just consider his case as of not important, dismiss it, and tell Raila to go back to bond. If you are not subscribed to this channel, I'll kindly ask you to subscribe. If you're watching this in a different platform, maybe TikTok or Facebook, kindly run to YouTube, search for Keym Explains, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys and have a wonderful time. My name is Wilson Imaninganga, and that is my opinion.